Good morning, I'm meteorologist Chita Craft. Well, this is the latest update from the National Hurricane Center. We now have Tropical Depression Agatha. It was Hurricane Agatha. It made landfall as a Category 2 yesterday. The big source of moisture moving across Mexico, so it did weaken earlier this morning to a tropical storm. And now again, Tropical Depression Agatha. Moving northeast around 8 miles per hour, so all this moisture is heading towards the Yucatan. And that is where then it is expected to move into the Caribbean or the southernmost portion of the Gulf of Mexico. Notice where most of that moisture is expected to travel. At this point, the National Hurricane Center has a 60% chance of redevelopment over the next 5 days. It now has, for the first time, a 10% chance of development over the next 2 days. I think this is going to have a better chance towards the end of the week once it moves into the open waters of either the Caribbean or to the Atlantic. Let me show you, we are running about 3 to 5 degrees warmer than average with our sea surface temperatures. So temperatures are already in the mid 80s, which is well warm enough to support development. So what we're also monitoring is our upper level winds. We call that wind shear, and wind shear limits the potential of development because within that area of low pressure, those thunderstorms as they build, the stronger those winds are, they basically cut off those thunderstorms, the top of them, so it continues to stay disorganized. So most of that moisture is planning to head from the Yucatan, closing in right along the Florida coastline. So it's going to be a pretty big rain event this upcoming weekend for Florida. If you have any trips planned or if you're in Florida watching right now, heads up, especially central to South Florida. I'm going to try to take you hour by hour with this timeline so you can see where most of this moisture is traveling. So this is Thursday morning. Notice it's starting to move off the Yucatan as this moisture is fairly disorganized. So this area of low pressure is still looking fairly broad. And as it moves closer into Florida, I don't know if this is going to be enough time to support development. Maybe we get Tropical Depression Alex out of this. We will see. No matter what, a big chunk of energy there. So a lot of rain headed to the central and south coastline of Florida. And then once it reemerges back into the Atlantic, that's Saturday into Sunday at some point, this is when I think we will actually have a better chance for this to develop either to a tropical depression or maybe even Tropical Storm Alex. That can't be ruled out. It's going to have a little bit more time to linger in the open waters there, and the winds are not as strong. So remember, those winds are fairly strong here from the Caribbean into the southern portion of the Gulf. Now, if you're like, hey, it had the name Agatha, and now you're talking about Alex. So in the Pacific Basin, there's a whole list of names, and then in the Atlantic Basin, there's a list of names. We've already hit Agatha in the Pacific, even though the official start of hurricane season is tomorrow. Our first name on the list for the Atlantic Basin is Alex and Bonnie, Colin, and so on. So we will see if we get Alex in the next 5 to 7 days. Hurricane season does begin tomorrow. It's a great time to start to get prepared and think about your plan of action with you and your family. We will talk more about this in the days to come.